Hello, this is Amin, and this is session 29 of ASP.NET Core tutorial. This session is continuation of session 28. Hence, if you haven't watched session 28, I recommend watching that session before starting this one. In this session, we are going to pass data from controller to a view and load the drop-down list options from controller. Let's flip to Visual Studio and continue this session there by developing these changes. This is the view that we have created in previous session and developed in previous session. If you look at the drop-down list here, you can realize that the list is loaded in the view, but we can receive the list information from database or from a repository, or even we can create the list inside our controller. Let me cut this part of this drop-down list, which include the list. And here I have expression of the drop-down list and also default value for the drop-down list, which is optional label. And I mentioned select a category. And then I continue to create this list in cast controller and create action method. Let me paste the data that I had there. As you can see, select item list namespace is not available in this controller. For adding this namespace, I can use control period key, and you can see it is under Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.MVC.rendering. As long as I add it, you can see I can use select list item, but I should first create a list of select list item, and I call it cat list or category list equal this one. And I don't need this part anymore. And here I created my list, and as you can see, I have a category list, which is a list of select list item, and it has 4 options. And here I can use ViewBag, and the dynamic item of ViewBag is exactly equal to expression of drop-down list that I have, equal new select list. And inside this method select list, I have 5 overloaded version, and I use this overload version, which needs one enumerable list of item and the string of data value and a string of data text. The enumerable item that I have is cat list, and inside cat list I should mention which field is for a value, and the value field is represent the value of the select option list, and the text is presenting the name of item in the drop-down list. Let me save the changes and review the changes that I have made. I create a list of selected list item, and I call it the cat list. And inside this list, I create 4 selected list item, and then with a view bag and the dynamic property of category, I pass this list to the view. And here I just mentioned the expression of this drop-down list is category. And you can see without any more code, this ViewBag data is bound to this drop-down list. Let me run the project and see the result. Now project is up and running. Let me go to the cast and create. And you can see I have my drop-down list with the item that I created in the controller, and the data is bound to the drop-down list without any more code. And just I use the dynamic property of ViewBag, same as the expression of the drop-down list. Let's back to the project. And the other option that I have here is selected value. I can use one of these value as a pre-selected value, and I select rent, and you can see if I run the project again, rent is a pre-selected item in drop-down list. And let me go to cost create, and you can see rent is pre-selected item in the list, and I can change it, but the default value and default option is rent, as I assume it in the controller. The other way that I can select a default value for my drop-down list and select one option as default, I can use the selected field here. By default, all the selected list item selected field is false. But if I change it to true, this item would be the default item. But this time I pass this list of selected list item directly to the view with this ViewBag. Let me delete this part, and this time I pass the cat list directly to the ViewBag, and the ViewBag is transferred the data to the view. Let me save it, and this time we expect to have grocery as the default value. Project is up and running, and let me go to the cost and create, and this time you can see I have grocery here. Let me back to the project and review more option of drop-down list. As you can see, with default overloaded version, I'm not able to set the attribute because I need to have Enumerable option here. This time I use ViewBag data here, and I use the category as the Enumerable option. And this time I can use the attribute options and class. And also in previous session, I forget to make dash here. And this time I run the project, and you can see the result is the same as the previous one. And I received the data from controller with ViewBag. Let's save the project and see the result. Project is up and running. And in cost controller, you can see I have grocery as default value, and also it has the style that I want. And now my form is ready to pass the data of form to the controller. In this session, we review how we can pass the data for drop-down list through controller, and create a list, and then pass the list with the ViewBag data. And also in the ViewBag data, if we don't need any style, we can just use the expression name, same as ViewBag Dynamic Property. These are the content of this topic, and thank you for watching us. Text version of this session is available in our website and description of this video. Link of our social network and social media are available in description and also on our website. Don't forget to subscribe this channel and share with us your comment and your idea. We can develop ourselves with your idea and your comments. Once more, thank you for being with us.